my morning break. Oh, don't you know, you keep me up on everything I need to know.
Well, the first students in the Coastal Empire return to school 2 weeks from Friday when Bullock County starts the new school year. Can you believe it's almost here?
I cannot believe it. So many people, I mean, thousands of kids around our area are going to be headed back to school.
Because then all the other districts follow right after that, which means kids across the region waking up earlier than they have been for months. And in today's health break, a local pediatrician shares advice for smoothing that shock to young systems.
Consider this a wake-up call before the first day of school alarm.
So it is harder to just do an abrupt change because our bodies get used to the routine that we're in. And so it is better for us to kind of slowly take it back so that your kids have time to adjust.
Parents will soon face the challenge of waking their child for school much earlier than they got up during the summer. And Dr. Jenna Sirmans, a pediatrician with SouthCoast Health, says that challenge will arrive sooner than most probably expect.
It's really important to start adjusting sleep routine at least 2 weeks or so before we're trying to go back for our first day. Easiest way to do that is going to be every 2 to 3 days, moving that sleep time or bedtime back by about 15 to 30 minutes, but then also making sure that you're adjusting the alarm clock in the morning to be about 15 to 30 minutes earlier too. They should aim to have that sleep routine be at the school routine about 2 days before they're planning on going back so that you have time to get used to it. And then the other thing that sometimes we forget to do is waking up early still on the weekends.
It takes a process to adjust a child's sleep schedule after 2 months of late nights and lax bedtimes. And the best way to create one habit is cutting back on several others that can interfere with sleep.
There are some things that you can look at that we call sleep hygiene that sometimes we don't necessarily address during the summer. And some of those things may be screen time, maybe listening to music, maybe staying up later, maybe eating sugar later because we're going out to get ice cream or something like that. So things that we can work on as well as adjusting our times of going to bed is making sure that we are turning off tablets, screens, TV, phones, at least 30 minutes, but ideally an hour before you plan to go to sleep. You can also try listening to calming music, reading, drawing, or doing a puzzle before bed, something that helps calm you down, turn your brain off.
As kids get ready to turn their brains back on for a new school year, a full 8 to 10 hours of sleep nightly is recommended to function well in the classroom. But Dr. Sirmans says that will also help overall good health.
The benefit of good sleep goes beyond being able to do well in school. It helps affect our growth, it affects our mood and our emotional regulation as well as our immune systems. So making sure that they're doing well with their sleep routine before we get back to school is really important.
So it really is important to start 2 weeks out and kind of ease the process. But Dr. Sirmans said if you forget, if you come all the way up to the night before and you know you got to get up early the next day, the easiest thing, just go in there and open those blinds the next morning. Turn the lights on. Play some music. Get that child up right away. But don't revert to that. Just start now to get them ready.
That's very good advice. Always starting early with something like this, something my parents would have me do. I wasn't allowed to watch TV as much like that week leading up to going back to school. So I think these are very good things to think about, especially screen time. 30 minutes to an hour before bed, something I need to put into place too.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion for anybody. I was always one of those kids who waited to, start back to school preparations like 6 hours before, the night before. So I was always unprepared to start. So I hope my kids were more prepared.
Yes, definitely some good advice there. And we're also fingers crossed for some good weather.